for creative worship, and a commitment to progressive theology and justice. I feel deeply that the Spirit is calling me to join them in ministry in this season. And so my time as your associate pastor will come to a close on Sunday, January 8th, 2023. Please know that the Board of Christian Education and I are working diligently to ensure that our faith formation ministry and the care for our youngest members continues on smoothly after my departure. I also prepare for this next season of ministry with deep gratitude for this beloved community. This congregation is and will always be my church home, not just a place where I grew up, but the first place to foster my relationship with the divine, the community that taught me to see God's love in the faces of those around me, the community that loved and supported me deeply as I first began to discern a call to ministry, that helped me grow as a pastor and grew alongside me, and the community that first called and ordained me to authorize ministry. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. My roots and relationships run deep here, and I will carry your love and all that you have taught me to Washington and anywhere else that I go. Please know that I will continue to love you all from afar, and that I am so excited for the ways that this congregation will continue to grow. I encourage you to continue wrestling with the questions of how you live out your faith. And I have so much confidence in Pastor Jeff, our staff, and the amazing lay leadership here, and all of you, to continue creating beloved community, to continue leaning into our strategic pathways of engaging the community outside our doors and working to dismantle racism and white supremacy, and to continue in the essential faith work of building God's kingdom here and now. Friends, I am so looking forward to seeing all that you will do. So thank you. Now it's time for all ages. So I want to invite our friends who are young in years and anybody else who's young in heart and just enthusiastic to come and join me. And Ethan, if you don't mind, I want to ask you a special favor. Would you help me with something? Would you kind of be my stand-in for a moment? Can I put this on? Is that okay? So this, do you recognize what this is? What is it? Kind of, yeah, it's a stole, right? It's a little bit like this one. This one is the one that I was given when I was ordained. But this was my very first stole that I got probably when I was about your age, Ethan. When I was your age, Reverend Katrina and Doe made me this stole because I participated in a worship service at our general conference meeting, annual meeting, excuse me. And did you know, when I was your age, Ethan, I didn't know that I was called to ministry, right? Sometimes it takes a while to figure out what you're called to do. Right? And we've talked a little bit about call in Sunday school. Like we talked about Samuel a few weeks ago getting called, and God was saying, Samuel. And Samuel thought it was somebody else. But then eventually, Eli helped him figure it out. And today we're going to learn about Isaiah being called, who was a prophet. But it took me a while to figure out where I was called to be. Right? And here's the thing. The really cool thing is that you are called to be somewhere too. Did you know that? No? That's okay. That's what we're here to learn, right? So you, my friend Ethan, are called to something. And I don't know what yet either. But that's part of our job as people of faith, is to figure out where and to what we are called. So you might be called to be a minister one day. Or you might be called to be a teacher, or a musician, or a doctor, or someone who's really good at karate. Because I think you're pretty good at that already. Right? You might be called to be all sorts of things. You might be called to do something special in the church like many of our lay leaders do. You might be called to be the next Mr. Matt. I think you'd be good at that. Right?
But here's the thing, my friend, we are all called to do something. And that's